Most people looked at India's top law schools and saw success. Professor Shamnad Basheer saw a different story entirely. Across India, he saw bright students who had never made it into these law schools. Not for lack of intelligence, but for lack of access. So he built IDIA to change that.
The underlying aim is to increase access to legal education to a number of underprivileged students, to a number of students from underprivileged communities that are not often represented in the premier law schools.
But turning that idea into reality required more than a vision. It required building an entire pathway. He began by asking one question. Where are the students that the system never reached?
Our first aim is really to identify those communities, to go out there, to pick students from those communities who might have the aptitude to study law, and then to train them for this entrance exam. That's a very difficult entrance exam, and then hope that they will then make it to the law schools, study, become good lawyers, good citizens.
Instead of waiting for them to find the law, Shamnad made sure IDIA took the law to them. Volunteers traveled to government schools, small towns, remote regions, telling young minds the possibilities of the law. But Shamnad knew awareness was only the beginning.
The other bottleneck is the huge fees charged by the law schools, and that's a huge financial burden on most parents whose children are studying at these national law schools.
And he saw why loans were not the answer either.
There are bank loans that are available, but even bank loans require collateral. And bank loans also limit the number of career options you have after you graduate, because you want to get into a high-paying job.
So IDIA addressed every barrier directly. Training programs for CLAT, mentors to guide students through the process, scholarships to avoid financial burden, stipends so they would never feel like they belonged somewhere less. Because he understood something that most institutions overlooked.
And they also need to mesh well with the mainstream crowd. They can't come in and not do some of the things that the mainstream students from urban areas do.
And his vision went beyond academic knowledge. He believed they needed the ability to persuade. So at one of IDIA's boot camps, Shamnad taught storytelling. He didn't just transform individual lives, he changed the future of communities. One such story was...
But Yogendra went back and litigated because while he was a law student, he took on the sand mining mafia in Jharkhand, in a Maoist-infested area, and managed to shut them down, literally single-handedly, at great threat to his life and that of his family as well.
For Shamnad, every story represented something far greater than individual success. It was the law making space for a richer understanding of society. And through IDIA, he made sure they had a place in it.